Greetings, world. Us hairy game lords this evening have been playing this. Snapshot. What did we think? Find out. Alrighty tighty, Ange the bearded lady here. Now I have to say, and this wasn't a general consensus, but when I first saw this box I was a bit like, I don't really like the cover on it, because it's made to look like, that's right, a magazine, and I was like, I want it to look like a board game. But I think everybody else enjoyed the cover, and Dave the Grey certainly loved it because of
Red Panda!
Red Panda. So when the game was being laid out, I was a bit like, not sure about this game. But boy, was I mistaken. Do not judge a board game by its cover or contents, or how things look inside the box, because this game is brilliant. Actually, the components are really nice in this. We've got a prototype, but even that, it's a jolly good play. I like the way that, and somebody can explain more about it later on, but I like the way that you bid just on yourself, just with yourself. You use 6 dice and you can choose where to go, which location to go to, and you can choose which animals you want to try and roll for and get in taking those photos. If you fail to beat or get the number required, then you scare off said creature. Ooh, not fun. So I like that element in it there. I thought that was pretty cool. I like the way there's a bit of set collection in there. I think all of us fell foul of a little bit of not understanding some iconography on one of the cards. I was thinking, brilliant, I'm going to cash in loads at the end, and then I was like, oh, I'm not. But a good game, and of course one that I came second in. Fantastic, joint second. Brilliant.
And it was close.
It was really close.
We had the same score.
We had the same score. And then Dave doubled that score. Good. But a game that I would happily play again. So, good times.
Hi, Dave the Grey, photographer of the year here. So, Snapshot. I, for one, really liked the cover because it looked like a magazine and it had red pandas on it. And who doesn't love red pandas?
Pete's wife.
Actually, Pete's wife doesn't like red pandas.
Cue the hate.
Confused face. Anyway, so Snapshot, you are photographers, and we have 4 biomes. So we have mountains,
Check you out.
we have the rainforest, savanna, and the shoreline. And you go exploring in these biomes for animals. So golden pheasant, very nice. Northern gannet, even better. Polar bear, grrr. So, the animals go into their respective biome, and dead easy. To explore the savannah, you have to roll a 3 or more. If you get a 3 or more, you can then go and try and photographize. If you roll a 3 or more, photographers. So once you have explored the savannah, you can then attempt to photograph.
Hey!
You can then attempt to photograph the animals therein. So for the Nile crocodile, you need to roll a 6 or more. So far, so easy. Bit of push your luck if you're drawing animals, and the next one you draw is another savannah card that's lower than a 6. They all get spooked, they all leg it, you don't get to do anything on your turn. So, bit of push your luck. And then when you're rolling the dice, you've only got 6, and you have to allocate your dice out. So you're going to definitely need to roll at least some for your biome, and then you need to roll more for Nile Crocodile. Do I want to roll 2 dice? 2 dice added together should get a 6. Bit of mitigation, there's some tracking counters that you can use to add 1 to your dice roll. But a lot of, I'll put 1 on there, 2 on there. Will I put all of them on one really hard to catch animal, or will I try and spread it out to, a couple of dice here, a couple of dice there, a couple of dice somewhere else? Obviously, when you're a man of the great skill, integrity, and, dare I say it, knowledge of Dave the Grey, then you can balance your hand and wipe the floor with these pitiful amateur photographers. Photographizers. There's only one proper photographer here. They're definitely photographizers. And it has to be said, I did score. And I don't want to rub it in too much, but I did score more than both of them put together. So top game. Tons of fun. Looks really, really simple when you start playing, but there's actually hidden depth, which is more than can be said for these two clowns. Check it out. Tons of fun.
So, as you've already heard,
Who are you?
I'm Pete the Hipster King, and I'm a photographizer because
Photographers!
I'm realistically in this game I was probably more a wedding photographer, so I was there trying to take the photo of a penguin, asking it to smile, maybe shuffle a bit to the left, and therefore scaring it off nearly every time. My dice rolling wasn't brilliant, and neither was my push your luck bit. So when I was exploring and trying to find animals, I regularly busted. Now, one of the things with that, yes, you lose a turn in some ways, but there's a little bit of a catch-up supporting mechanic that you do get 3 of the little, these little tracking tokens, which again, as Dave says, you can use as sort of luck mitigation on your next turn. So it's not too bad, but obviously it's a turn of collection you've missed. So, in terms of how you score, obviously you score points for each animal that you manage to get a photograph of. You then, if you manage to get 3 of the same biome, you get to grab one of these tokens, and it's that classic thing of first come first served gets the better point. So if you get the 3 rainforest biome animals first, you're able to take that top one and score big. It's less valuable later on. There is also, if you diversify and manage to get 1 from each of the 4 biomes, you're going to score a whopping 10 bonus points when it comes, because these are the photography awards that you can win. The other thing is, because you are a magazine photographer, you are going to be sent these assignments. So at the beginning of the game, you all draw an assignment card, and that will give you 2 animals that you have to try and get a photograph of. If you manage to actually get that animal, it comes up and it's on your turn and you get to photograph it. That's 5 points per animal. And then you also get this Ange talked about the iconography. So there are 2 icons that you're trying to get hold of. The one that we struggled with probably the most was this average lifespan. There are different versions of that depending on how long the average lifespan is. And I think both Dave and Ange missed that at the start, and about halfway through realised, there are different numbers of the timers there, illustrating the different average lifespan rather than it just being an average lifespan. It was the average lifespan of the animal. So some of them might be, this one had over 31 years. That's why it's got 4 of the egg timers as opposed to 1, which might be probably a couple of years. So you've got 2 of these that you're collecting. You total up the number of the icons that you've got on your cards, and then you get one of those, you get the sliding scale thing there. So if you get 3, you're going to get 6 points. Get to 7, you've got 21 bonus points. Ooh. So lots of ways of maxing out your scoring and trying to collect the bonuses. So it's not just about collecting the individual animals, it's about picking the ones with the right additional icons and trying to get those sets together. Really, really like this. Dead simple to play, but like Dave said, actually thinking about what you're trying to do and getting the right ones. There's a fair bit of there is still luck of the draw. There's that push your luck element, all of that. So it is, it's not the thinkiest of games, but there's enough strategy in there that it's a really good midweight game. At a time of about sort of 20 minutes to probably half an hour, 35 minutes. It says 15 to 45 on the box. I think at 2 players or as a solo you could probably play at 15. And that's the other great thing about this game. They have thrown in a solo mode. So there's a little automa.
AI.
There's an AI deck that you can play. Just that you can play against yourself. So that again, it allows you to play a solo. 7+ because this really, it's dead simple to pick up, and absolutely loved it. And just the pictures are great as well. So collecting those photos as you go, really, really nice little game. Check it out.
What even was that?
I was doing like snapshots with my cameras. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2.
I thought it was some sort of fit you were having.
That too.
I can't pick the photographer myself.
I do believe.
Photographers!
Oh, how far what would you fallen from? What was it? What was the word?
Biome.
Biome.
I'll just say biome to myself until I calm down and stop laughing.
I think we may have found the outtake.